I'm pretty sure that most of you who have watched a lot of my episodes here, you know by now that when you see me clap like that or hear me clap like that what I'm doing is I'm trying to sync up. Well, sometimes I'm using two cameras when I use the two camera system, or as in this case, I've got an audio recorder sitting on the kitchen table, and it makes it a lot easier when I'm editing out the video later to get the sound and the video lined up. It's sort of a poor man's clapboard. Well, I don't mind telling you that when I went to bed last night, I was feeling a little bit discouraged. Probably the first time since I started this model ship series, I felt kind of down, kind of like, why am I doing this? I was tired. I had sort of a stiff neck, and it's kind of funny. I went on Google and I pecked in. If you have a stiff neck, does that mean, and it auto-filled that you have COVID? But I couldn't find anything definitive, and I feel that it's feeling a little bit better this morning. So I guess the stiff neck doesn't mean I've got COVID. Yeah, it's a big worry now, isn't it? However, yeah, it just did not go well yesterday. I was having trouble gluing that little piece on, as you remember, and then it turns out I was using plastic glue to glue on the photo etch, but I think we're going to find that it's going to stick pretty good. I think that reveal, depending on how you want to say it, that glue is probably more sticky. It's definitely not like extra thin. It actually does leave something behind, whereas when you use the extra thin, it completely evaporates. Anyway, enough about that. We'll get into that later. Maybe we'll talk about it when I'm trying to repaint it today. Anyway, right now it's about 9:15, and yeah, I had a good sleep. I'm feeling a lot better, and I think we're going to go on another day. Yeah, that's life, That's life. Oh, also last night I was sort of looking around, and my house has slowly become just a huge mess. If my dear wife Mary was to walk in here right now and see this place, she'd have a fit. She used to keep the house so nice and neat. Anyway, yeah, I was sort of thinking, I was thinking thoughts like, why don't I just rent one of those huge dumpsters that they'll put on your driveway, and you can just throw everything you don't want into it, and yeah, I was having thoughts like that. So I guess I really wasn't discouraged, right? Anyway, let's get on today. I just wanted to sort of let you know how I feel about this. I'm still enjoying, this model series, and I don't have any desire to go downstairs into the basement workshop, so I pretty much got to stay up here. And I've got everything set up the way I like it. It's a huge mess, but at least it's very conducive to building a model ship, isn't it? Okay, let's get on with this. I don't mean to sound. How do I put this? I guess I want to get across to you how I feel, but I don't want to sound discouraging to other people. We'll keep going here. I don't know if you can see it, but in the bottom of the ship case there is the Rodney, and I do fully intend, that eventually we'll get to it. That's my intent. But life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. So we're just going to go day by day here. I noticed this morning we're going to be starting, or this is episode 750. I think we'll probably make it to 1,000, and I'm thinking Probably when we get to 1,000, the hood should be finished. You would think anyway, wouldn't you? Okay, let's get on with this here. Well, how was that for telling it like it is and showing it like it is? Now, talking about showing it like it is, I'm noticing here this morning that this part did not go down very far. It did not go down all the way. You can sort of see there's a bit of a gap on the bottom there. Yeah, maybe I should have checked into that a little bit better before I glued it down, but I don't think that's going to affect anything that has to be put on here. At least I hope it doesn't. It's just that it doesn't look all that good, but I don't think anybody's going to really notice. Now, about this Revel glue, or is it Reveal, or is it Revel? It doesn't matter. I wonder where it's made. Anyway, it doesn't matter either. This glue that we used, it was stickier than you think, and that's why I didn't have any qualms about using it yesterday on the photo etch. And I did know at the time that this glue is actually designed for plastic, but because it was so sticky, I thought, well, maybe it'll work on the photo etch. Is it? And then when I was getting comments, I really understood. Oh, gee. Okay, we're back. Telemarketing. Yeah. You pick up the phone and right away there's a bit of a pause, and then finally it kicks in, and in the background you can hear a whole bunch of people all talking, and you can tell it's a call center and furnace cleaning this time. Anyway, where were we? Now, about this glue. I think that it has shrunk about as much as it's going to overnight here. And like I started to say, it's stickier than you think it is, but I've never tested it. I'd like to do a test. I know from the comments I was getting, people were, telling me that it was plastic glue and all the rest, but have we ever tested it? Or is it sort of a case of, you're just copy pasting what you've heard? But I'd like to actually do a test with this. We're not going to do it today, but we will do a test and see how sticky it is on photo etch. I think it's going to be entirely different from extra thin. Yeah. Let's just carry on here. I'm having trouble getting going today, aren't I? Now, I suppose what is going to happen here, as soon as I try to brush this, because I wasn't using the right glue, the photo etch isn't going to stick, and it's going to knock itself off there. Now, I realize that it's way too thick, and people say, you put on too much paint. You're always using too much. No, it's sticking though, isn't it? Now, my hope is that when this evaporates and shrink wraps, we're going to have a little bit of definition there on that round gun sight. Right now, we've pretty much obliterated it. Okay, I do believe we probably soaked that enough here. Maybe just this one up here, so it matches the rest. Well, one of the viewers said something about I could sand it off and then paint it, or something to that effect. Yeah, like I'm going to sand this little part. Anyway, I really don't think people are realizing just how small everything is here. I mean, we're talking tiny. Okay, we are done with step 47. Hey, did you notice I picked it up that time? So, step step 48. Okay, we did 48. It was put together those pieces. So now we're officially on step 49. We're getting there. It could be that by the time we get to episode 1000, we will be through this manual. And our hood will be in the case with the Bismarck. And we will be starting on the Rodney. Yeah. Okay, what do we got to do here? Okay, these parts here have to go on now. I don't think we're going to drop this one down, though, because, like I mentioned before, we're just going to keep it in a safe place until the end. It can just sit on the top and maybe be fastened down, or we'll see, but that's not going to be until we get to episode 1000, right? Anyway, alrighty, what do we do here? I'm going to put the camera on the other side of our model, and I'll have it look this way. I think you'll be able to see everything a lot better. Now the bow is to your right, and I think we'll start out with the smallest one here. Now it seems to me yesterday, I'm going to have to stand up here so I can see over everything, and I think we did do a dry run with this yesterday, and I think we did conclude that it does fit on there. Yeah, it goes on there okay. Okay, now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue around the bottom on the inside first instead of trying to put it on the deck. So just going to take a moment and do that. I'll get it eventually. Now I may as well get this positioned in my hand here so that when I go to drop it down, everything's going to be at the right angle. Okay, our new Revell glue. Now we'll just carefully drop this down. And maybe I'll just use my finger here. Oh, maybe I put too much on. Story of my life, right, guys? Now, you notice on the top there's this little hatch of some kind. Well, that is supposed to be on the bow side of this thing, so I think we got it right. Now, this one here. Okay, check the manual. Which way, where's that door supposed to be? Is it supposed to be towards the front or towards the back? Okay, it appears that it has to go towards the stern. No, it goes towards the bow. Yep, I'm going to be getting more sarcastic comments, something like, "Tell me you did not glue that the wrong way around." Well, this is what I get for not having the model orientated the same way as the manual. Okay, I did not do a dry run. Maybe that was a mistake. Okay, I think once that cures, that's not coming off. Now, this bigger one here, it's got a couple of doors there. Okay, those doors, if we check the manual again, they go towards the bow. So it has to go on like this. Is this going to fit okay? It's a bit of a tight fit there. I think I'm going to just take my knife and go around the inside there and just sort of ream that off. Just take a moment. Okay, I don't know if that helped or not, but I just took my file and went around the inside. And yeah, that's going to be alright. Okay, let's get some glue on that. Now you're going to notice this stain right here. Well, this whole thing is going to be all covered up. Unfortunately, a lot of this detail, like these doors and the ladders on this side, and I don't know whatever's on this side, I think ladders, we're going to barely see those unless we were to use some sort of a scope. Yeah, I do believe that's on there about as good as it can get. Yeah, so anyway, what happened was, if you remember when I was spraying these parts, I had them set off to the side, and then after, when I was cleaning up my airbrush, I kind of splattered a little bit of the isopropyl that I was using to clean the airbrush, and it landed right there, and I thought, oh no, now I'm going to have to repaint it. And I was happy to find out that it's going to be covered up anyway. And fortunately, the splatter didn't hit anywhere else, just down there. I think it was just yesterday, maybe it was the day before, I was mentioning how I like to have the model facing in the same orientation as the manual. In other words, the manual has the bow going this way. It says to the bow, and I've got the model going this way. And it is so easy to screw up. Well, it's kind of like at the beginning of these episodes. In the description, you'll notice it starts off by saying, this is not a tutorial. But you know, that's not an excuse for this kind of stupidity. Okay, B37. Now it goes into a little hole down in the deck, so it's pretty hard to put it in the wrong place. But it would be possible to put it the wrong way around, because you'll notice that there's a little thing coming, the little thing that comes out of the top here. Apparently it's sort of kind of supposed to point towards the bow, so I think we can probably remember that. Now I was just noticing that the paint doesn't go all the way down. I guess this part must have been stuck down in the hole in the masking tape. Okay, after I glue it in, maybe I'll see if I can't. Well, maybe now is the time to do it. Maybe I should be painting it now, because if I try to do it later, I might get the paint on the deck. So this is the number 66. I should be able to just very quickly do that. I'll just do that off camera and get it done. Okay, now I think I better do a dry run here, make sure everything's going to work. I have to stand up because I'm going to have to enlarge that hole. Notice how the, just a moment here, get my tweezers. Do you notice how the paint is slightly a different shade even though it's the same paint? Because the top part was sprayed and the bottom half I just brushed just right now. Now, look what I just did. Now, didn't I just have to glue that on about a week or two ago? Okay, I am not discouraged, I am not depressed, I am just disgusted. I think I've said that before. You know, I'm pretty sure I can glue this back on again, but I'm not going to do it today. But I think what we will do before we wind today's episode up is we will take a look at the painting we did earlier. Yeah, I should be able to get it right back on the same place again. Won't be quite the same, and I'm probably maybe going to have to repaint. Yeah. Okay, I am not going to put the macro lens on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move right in on it, and you will be seeing it better than you normally would if you were to try and look at it as close as you could without a magnifying glass. We all know that when you put the macro lens on, things look a lot worse than they really are. So let's just move in, and I think you're going to be surprised at how much definition we can actually still see here. Now I think this is actually pretty good. I'm looking at it right now nice and close, probably seeing it about as good as you are. You can actually see that the paint has, done its shrink wrap thing all around the gun sight there. You do get to see a little bit of definition, and you should be able to clearly see that this part is holding, so that Revell glue did stick photo etch to, it will work on photo etch, but I still want to do a proper test. I think you're going to be surprised at how well it will work. I don't know if anybody has ever tested it on photo etch, or if you're just assuming because it says it's for plastic it won't work on photo etch. But like I said before, what I was going by was it felt so sticky, and I thought, well, if it feels sticky, it should stick photo etch together. Now I am sure that if I was to really try, I could probably break this piece out of there, but I'm not going to really try. I've broken enough stuff already. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.